I probably should look at my phone so I can see this. If I look frazzled, it's because I am, because this was a whole ordeal to do this. I try to be personally accountable and make sure I finish these readings, and this was a whole ordeal. Oh my goodness. Let me see. I wonder if I can turn I'm trying to see if I can turn my volume down so this doesn't show up on the sound. Okay. So can you guys hear me okay? Are we in business? Y'all let me know in the chat if y'all can hear me. Okay, y'all can hear me. Good, good, good. Okay. So I'm gonna get her done. All right. So literally I'm here to because I've been recording the connection sessions all day. And with it getting later in the day, I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, I need to knock these out because there's like a bunch of other things that I need to do. But I was like, I'm just gonna go live and I'm gonna finish these because I was like, if I go live, I'm gonna be able to finish these. So I'm here. I don't really expect too many people to show up because it's late. But this is gonna be for Virgo for the month of February. And what we're going to be doing is looking at Virgos as well as their person of interest and the energy between them. And then I'm also going to be doing a second spread that's more specific, where I'm going to be looking at how they think and feel about Virgo. I'm so paranoid. Okay, loud and clear. Awesome. It feels much later than it is. It does. It does, y'all. I feel like it's like 3 in the morning or something. So anywho, I'm gonna go ahead and jump into these cards. Okay, first card that's out. We got Virgo, their person of interest, the energy between the two of you. And then I'm gonna go ahead and pull the cards for the second spread. And Virgo, I apologize that the beginning of your reading is not as nice as they usually are. So anywho, the card representing Virgo, interesting. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Oh my gosh, I forgot to cover her boob. I don't know how YouTube's going to respond to that. Oh my gosh, I'm alive. Okay, I guess I'll find out in real time. Anywho, we have the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. So here's the thing, Virgo, what it is looking like for you guys, at least in reference to this particular partnership, you're not in your atypical energy. I feel it's more or less kind of holding yourself back. This could be fear-based, because that seems to be the theme for like every single connection session that I have done thus far. But it's more or less you're holding back a great deal with this particular person and kind of icing them out a bit. I don't necessarily feel that this is from a space of malicious intent, if you will. I feel it's more or less like self-protection. So if you are very interested in this particular person, and I'm saying this in the context of if this is something that is fairly new, it's not more or less that you're not interested in the person. It's more or less that, you're not, putting all of your cards on the table, if you will. Right. Another way I could see this in the event that this is someone that you're a little bit more comfortable with. I feel you've kind of hit a bump in the road with this particular person, and you're kind of shutting off your emotions from them because you don't necessarily feel safe or cherished with this person. And if that is the case, even before I turn over the card that's representing them, I do feel like they've kind of noticed the shift in your behavior. And they're trying to kind of circumvent that, if you will. Now, your person of interest, oh, child. Oh, wait. Yeah, I got to cover that. I don't know how the AI works with YouTube yet, so I'm covering up the boobs. Uh, your person of interest, they have the Hanged Man. Running joke with me one day, I forgot what zodiac sign this went with, so I just say Cancer, Pisces, and Aquarius now. So we're just gonna go with that. So with your person of interest, I feel on some level or another they are holding themselves accountable for what has transpired, that's led you guys to be where it is that you are, which we're going to find out in a second with the energy between you two. But it's more or less them feeling like things are kind of up in the air between the two of you, and that your focus isn't necessarily on them. So the same for those of you where this is someone where this is fairly new, or you're crushing on someone. It's more or less I don't want to say they're watching you from afar, but they kind of are. You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily feel like if this is a single Virgo that I'm talking to, I don't really feel this person has really been clear or directly open about how it is that they feel or what their intentions are with you per se. And I feel the reason for that is because they're still trying to kind of feel you out, because it's like they're not even really sure if you're into them or not, you know. Now the energy between the two of you, okay, we have the 10 of cuppies. So I mean, the energy between you two is pretty good. Now Virgo, I'll tell you this, you guys on YouTube don't know anything about this because I'm currently, these are all of the mid-month connection sessions that I've been recording all day. And I'm putting them out a little early just because I know, you know, some people are big on Valentine's Day and want insights. So starting tomorrow, I'm going to start putting those out. But, you know, all my people who are members are seeing them already. But I'll give you kind of a heads up, because I mean, I don't know, everyone who's at the latter part um of my list, you guys are actually getting your connection sessions like before the ones that are technically first, because I actually have to, I pre-recorded those or whatever. But just to kind of give you a heads up, because all of the signs kind of have a connecting theme. The thing that I've seen all throughout February is kind of like this false bravado kind of energy with all of the signs. So for a lot of the people you guys are dealing with, it's almost like coming to a place in your love life to where you've been through a lot of stuff. You don't want to repeat the past. So there's kind of like safeguards that everyone has up. So now that there's a person in your stratosphere, because just about every single sign is either in a commitment, um, seriously dating someone, or there's like someone in your orbit that is interested in you. But the the thing that I'm finding is like everyone is approaching everything so healthy and, you know, balanced and mentally stable, but they're doing it so much to a point where it's like there's people who like you and they don't even know that you're even remotely interested. And just like I'm seeing this 10 of cups in between you and your person of interest, it's like I have seen this over and over again with every single sign, because I think there's literally like 3 people left after Virgo. But I've seen this repeatedly with every single sign. And it's like there's a person that's like, oh my gosh, like your person is with you. Like, I like them. I like them a lot. But it's like the demeanor that the signs have is just like, I care nothing about love nor relationships. I'm very focused on myself and my career and bettering myself. But on the inside, you're like, oh my gosh, they're so cute, right? So I say that to say, Virgo, be kind of conscious of that, because I don't know if it's that you guys have a lot going on. And I'm saying this to my single Virgo people. I don't know if it's that you guys have a lot going on, or you know, you're just self-protective, or you're just really focused on yourself right now, but there's legit somebody in, you know, your area that likes you, but they're not picking up any type of vibe that you're really so much interested in them. I say that for my people who are single. Now, with my people who are already kind of connected to someone, I feel that you guys have kind of hit a rough patch in this connection. You do love each other very much, but I just feel like you're kind of on two different pages right now. But your person of interest wants, like, they're willing to hold themselves accountable for where it is that they may have gone astray or awry. And I'm not saying astray or awry in the context of them fraternizing with other people, but whatever it is that led to kind of a disconnect between the two of you, it's like they're willing to be personally accountable for where it is that they've gone wrong in that regard. But it's more or less, in an overall sense, they're not really sure where you are with that, because it's kind of, they're perceiving it as if you're kind of on the fence with them because of like that ice cold kind of vibe that's going on. Now, getting into the more specific spread, and for those of you who aren't familiar with how it is that I do this, looking at how your person thinks and feels about you, first we're getting into their fleeting thoughts, which is kind of like information that they're weighing that's kind of jetting in and out, when they're mindlessly thinking, staring at a wall, driving to work, things of the sort. Then we're going to get into their conscious thoughts about you. So this is what they're aware of that they think about you. After that, we're getting into their subconscious impressions. And their subconscious impression slash projections is pretty much a truth about them that they're not aware of, that they're 9 times out of 10 projecting onto you. And then, of course, their feelings about you. So the first card that we have out in the fleeting thoughts, ciao. When I tell you the entire freaking zodiac is getting the same cards, we have the star in the reverse as the first card. Next, we have, oh gosh, I got to cover up boobs. We have the eight of swords, and then we have, gosh, this is a lot of boobs. Okay, we have the wheel of fortune. I'm sorry, y'all, I have to censor. And then for their conscious thoughts towards you, oh gosh, this card always creeps me out. We have the King of Pentacles. I was making sure that he didn't have like butt showing. Okay, so here's the deal, Virgo. In reference to the fleeting thoughts that your person of interest has to you, and I feel this more for my coupled people. I'll get to my people who are single in a second. For my coupled people, and who was that I did before you guys? Was it Aries? No, I think it was Aquarius. It was either Aquarius or Aries, but it's like it's a similar energy to this. So where the person has kind of lost hope in a sense, because I can say this about your person. Your person is a habitual line stepper, okay? So this would be someone where this isn't just like some big fight that you guys had and you never fight. It's like this is kind of whatever the issue is, it's something that happens, I don't want to necessarily say on a regular basis, but it's like you guys can have good spaces, but it always ends up coming back to where it's like this particular thing. And the vibe I'm kind of getting is like, it's almost like they're a victim to themselves, because it's like, I'm aware that I do the thing, right? And Virgo tells me I do the thing. I don't want to do the thing, but I stopped doing the thing for a little while. I'm consciously aware I'm doing the thing, and then all of a sudden here I go doing the thing again. You feel what I'm saying? So it's almost kind of like something with I don't know, maybe it's like a best example I could give would be almost like a person who has like a temper, right? So, and I'm not talking about like violent temper, but I'm saying like somebody who like clicks out, you know what I'm saying? But not like blackout click out. You know what I'm saying? Like you catch them off guard and it's like, what's the problem? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of something like that. And I feel with Virgo, I've told you this 1,000 times, and the person hears you and they're aware, but it's almost like they can only be consciously aware and control it for a certain period, but they're always falling back into this behavior. I mean, in my opinion, if I put my therapist hat on for 2.5 seconds, sound like something they need therapy for, but that's neither here nor there. But whatever the case, it's something that they're continuously doing. And I feel like my Virgos have, and I'm saying again, this is my relationship people. My Virgo has kind of reached a fever pitch with it. So it's kind of like, from Virgo's perspective, it would kind of feel like what you're saying or what's important to you is falling on deaf ears. It's like they're not hearing you. So it's like, what's the point of me saying anything if you're just going to keep doing the same thing? That's kind of the vibe. But that's why they have this star in the reverse, and they're because for them it's kind of like a fear of like, oh my gosh, are they like done with me? Are they finished with me type of deal? And with this Eight of Swords coming out after it, that's more or less them starting to disaster think and think worst case scenario. And it's them trying to almost like think about what is it that I can do to kind of change things around. Like I know that I'm screwing up, but it's almost like them going through this listicle in their mind and thinking to themselves like, okay, I tried the flowers thing, I tried saying I'm sorry, I tried taking them here, and it's almost them realizing like, dang, like I've tried this, I've tried that. So that's why I say your person is aware that they're screwing up, and it's almost like they don't really know what else to do to fix it, and they fear that they may have like that you guys may be like damaged beyond repair would be the biggest like fear in reference to this, right? But I could tell you the solution that they're not seeing is because they're thinking about the problems that you guys are having from, you know, a logical headspace, you know. But really the solution to this is them dropping into their heart space, and I think that's exactly what it is that you would want them to do in the first place, because I feel that's the only reason why you guys are in this kind of shut off cold energy, because like I was saying in the beginning, it's self-protection, you know what I'm saying? I often say, and I believe I've even said to you guys in one of your soul sessions or connection sessions since I've been back on YouTube, and I've said it throughout the years of what intimacy is, right? And it's like intimacy in a relationship is when both partners believe the other has your best interest at heart. The moment that one partner stops thinking that, and I feel like that's where Virgo is right now, it's like you're not really feeling as if your partner has your best interest at heart because it's something that they're doing that's, you know, hurtful or disrespectful to you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. You've continuously told them the behavior hasn't changed. So to protect your heart, you shut down. You know what I mean? Rightfully so. And your person with them thinking logically of like, how do I fix this? Like, what can I buy them? Or, you know what I'm saying, to fix it. That's the complete wrong headspace to be in, because all they really have to do is drop into their heart space and like empathize, like put the shoe on the other foot. Like if you put yourself in Virgo's place, then you would already have, you know, the answer in so many words. But that's what I'm seeing in their fleeting thoughts between the star in the reverse, the Eight of Swords, and this Wheel of Fortune. Because really what it is that they're desiring is, you know, for you guys to get back on good terms. I do believe your person has good intentions, like I said, because there's the 10 of Cups between the two of you. There's no doubt in my mind that this person loves and cares about you. I just feel like I said, the example I give is like a person who has a temper. That's kind of what it feels like to me. It's like somebody who is not good at managing their anger, and but it's like they're out of the realm of being able to manage it themselves. You know what I'm saying? So they're trying to manage it, they can't. That's why I say like this is kind of something where they need to reach out for help from a professional. I mean, this could even be if they're bad with managing money, you know, because I found out the new hot thing on the streets right now is the sports betting thing everyone is doing through these apps. Ciao. These sports betting apps are causing lots of trouble and lots of marriages. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So it could be something like that, to where there's a need to kind of step out of the willpower, I'm going to handle this myself, and a need to kind of reach out to a professional to get help. Because if it's a person who's mismanaging finances, and your partner doesn't know how to do that, you can't solve a problem with the same mind that created it. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, with their conscious thoughts being the King of Pentacles. Oh, wow. Okay. That's fascinating. Interesting. Anywho, with the King of Pentacles being here, it's more or less with them, they're wanting to step back and kind of I'm gonna say it this way, it sounds so corny, but like usurp their throne, like their rightful place in your life. And this is going to be kind of I'm going to put it in traditional terms, if you will. So like say Virgo, if you're a female and your person of interest is a male, and it's like their role hypothetically being like head of household, they're the guy, you know what I mean? It's almost like their self-perception is more or less that they've been kind of dethroned, because I don't know what it is. Y'all could tell me in the chat, you know what I'm saying? If you resonate with this, what that is, you're more than welcome to share your business with me and everyone else. But it feels to me like whatever it is that this person is doing, and this is your person's perception of themselves, it's almost like they feel they've dethroned themselves, like almost emasculated themselves in a sense, because their concept of self is, I'm an adult, I'm a man, right? Like I should be able to handle this, but I can't, because it's like they're out of their depth with it. That's where I'm saying, like, to give your person a little bit of leeway, because whatever it is that they're struggling with, and I don't know why I'm hearing that, child. Oh, child. Ooh, ooh. Well, this ain't for everybody, but I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Okay. Like I said, this isn't for everyone. So the thing I just heard is alcohol. So I'm gonna say this, and this is very much me being a therapist right now. If you have a partner that has a drinking problem, right? And you don't like the fact that they drink because they get all, sloppy, belligerent, whatever when they drink, right? That makes perfect sense. But for a Virgo person, if your partner has an alcohol problem, and you're telling them they need to stop drinking, they need to stop drinking, and your person is saying like, I know, I know, I know, but they're like sneak drinking or something like that, or like, they're sober for like a little while, like maybe a couple of days, a week, whatever, and then you end up finding something or smelling something, and that's kind of what led you to a fever pitch. The thing I have to say wholeheartedly, one of the most difficult substances to be addicted to and to quit is alcohol, because literally, like, people trying to detox from alcohol can literally unalive them, and I'm not joking when I say that. So when it comes to someone stopping drinking, it's not a willpower thing. Like, it literally teeters over into a medical issue, you know what I'm saying, to where there's medication that they have to be on to wean off, because they can start getting the shakes, they can start getting cold sweats, you know what I'm saying? Start having hallucinations and stuff like that. So people literally in real life pass away from detoxing from alcohol. So, like I said, that isn't a message for everyone, but I have to say, because addiction is a disease, you know what I'm saying? So, if that is the case for someone out there in America, you know what I'm saying? Be mindful of that. So that's kind of like the vibe I'm feeling, where I say this person is kind of like a victim of themselves. You know what I'm saying? That's something that's completely outside of their realm of control. And it's not that they're being a jerk. And it's like, they're not being strong enough. They're not having willpower. Like, it's not one of those situations. Like, this person literally needs detox and medical help. So it's like, being upset at them isn't really going to change it. You know what I'm saying? And it would just kind of keep the cycle going, because with them feeling like, oh my gosh, my relationship, my marriage is over, would make them want to drink, that kind of vibe. So that's a little, but whatever, like them reaching out to you, their advances towards you are kind of being dashed. You know what I'm saying? And they're feeling a little, less than. It's almost like, they've lost their crown, they've been kicked off of their throne, things of the sort. Now, their subconscious impression, oh, we have the Four of Cuppies in the reverse. So this is in their subconscious. So the whole thing is here, dude. Your person is an interesting individual. What I will say with them is, you're a special human in their life. I can say that for sure. Because your person, they don't really let people, they don't let people close to them, they don't let people in. Um, they have a tendency to be a tad pessimistic, but for the most part, it's they have very high expectations. Let me say it that way. And the high expectations that they have aren't really so much for other people. It's more or less for themselves. I wouldn't go as far as saying that they're an overt perfectionist, but I feel that there's a standard that they hold themselves to that comes from, I mean, a myriad of different places. It could be their childhood conditioning. It could be one particular instance that they encountered in their life and they made a decision in their self, to be this particular type of person. But when it comes to people that impact them very much, there aren't very many people. They're not very impressed by many people. You know what I'm saying? They hold themselves to a very high standard. But for you, Virgo, it's slightly different. So where their projection comes in is and this is something I've talked about this before in someone's connection session. Can't remember who it was in January, but I was talking about synastry charts, right? In astrology. So like when you take your birth chart information and your persons and you put them together and find out stuff about you and your person together, there's a particular placement between Pluto and Venus, which usually kind of triggers, it's usually like a square or an opposition between a person's Pluto and their Venus. And that's usually kind of like the same problem people in relationships keep hitting over and over and over and over and over again, right? And I'm seeing an energy very similar to that here. So in reality, your person is holding themselves to a high standard, right? Like their expectations are really high for themselves. However, with this being something in their unconscious, meaning that it's something that is the program that's running underneath it all, but they're not consciously aware this is happening, they're projecting this on to you. So your person is feeling as if you're holding them to this super high, almost impossible standard. You see what I'm saying? Now, when we're looking at a subconscious impression, that being a projection, that's, how it is we get to where we are, and it makes their fleeting thoughts and their conscious thoughts make sense. So your person is under pressure to be better, but they're putting it on themselves to be even more. Because like I said, you guys being disconnected isn't from a place of malicious intent. It's literally self-protection because you feel like they're just like, F my feelings. You know what I'm saying? F what I think about stuff. You know what I'm saying? But with them, it's almost like they're perceiving it as you're cutting off because it's almost like they're seeing it as if you're trying to manipulate them or something. Like you're shutting down and being cold to them because you're trying to get them to do something, but that's not really the case. You're shutting down to protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? But all of this is coming from your person holding themselves to this impossible standard. And this is something that you may or may not be, aware of. You know what I'm saying? Now their feelings towards you. Oh, poor little tink. Let me cover up the naked bodies. We have judgment. Oh my gosh. Okay. We have judgment in the reverse. You can't really see it because it's naked people and I don't want my channel to get canceled. So it's the judgment and the reverse. So here's the thing. I feel for your person. Okay, Virgo. And once again, I have to stress, this is not your fault. This is not like you protecting yourself. I can't say that that is wrong, but your person is over here. And I literally said this for another sign, dog. I think it was Aries. And the reason why I want to remember, because if your person of interest is that sign, it's going to be helpful when I put that connection session out. But it's like your person is dead ass like disaster thinking. They are thinking worst case scenario. This is over. They're going to leave me. I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? And what my advice would be, because I'm saying this 10 of cups here, the two of you really love each other. Like there's no doubt in my mind about that. But it's like, I understand your plight, Virgo, but I really feel the best solution to where it is that you guys are now is like a conversation and you saying from a feeling space how it is that you feel. Because I don't know. I mean, it's possible. I don't know if your person, like, especially if they're a fire sign child. It's like, I was about to say, I don't know if your person is irrational. You know what I'm saying? If they're a fire sign, they might be, because the energy they're in is kind of like a pressure cooker. So, and it's kind of like with them, they don't like stuff just sitting. Like they're in the meantime, in between time, and it's like, are they gonna leave me or not? They're gonna leave me or not? And it's almost like they could potentially push themselves into like self-sabotaging just because they want an answer. Like, I can't be in limbo. Like, what's going on? Are we staying together? Are they not? Like, what are we doing? And that can kind of lead a person to just like blow everything up. So I'm saying, because I know that the two of you really love each other, I would strongly suggest a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because I wholeheartedly don't see anything that's saying that your person is coming from a place of like F Virgo and they feelings. Like, I'm gonna do me, what it is I want to do. I really feel your person is helpless to something. Like whatever this is that they're habitually doing, you know what I'm saying? That they're kind of helpless to that. Now, kind of going back to my single people, this is starkly different for single people. I mean, I think that it's kind of in a fanciful kind of sense, like idealizing each other. Thank you, that is the perfect word. It's more or less kind of like idealizing each other. And I feel like my single Virgos who are approaching this particular situation, even though it's like you are self-protected, I feel like that's a good place to kind of stay. Like, I would not make it easier for this person to talk to you, reach out to you, ask you out, or any of those things. Because for my single Virgos, I feel what you guys are wanting is something that's actually going to lead to something. Because I feel like you didn't had enough to last you a lifetime of, F boys and F girls. You know what I'm saying? But with this particular person, they have some stuff they need to work out. But the whole thing is like they're kind of trying to cheat life a little bit. It's like Virgo, my single Virgos now, this person to you, you symbolize something for them that's aspirational. It's like what they want, or what they would want their life to look like with having a partner like you on their side, right? But the problem with this person is the way like, okay, if we were to just call it pessimism, like this person is very, very negative. They think about everything super, super negative, they're always believing the worst, you know what I'm saying? And it's like them wanting a very positive life, but are not doing the work to not think negative, you know what I'm saying? So I want to be with someone like Virgo who's like doing the work and is like super optimistic and like, finding the best in a bad situation. I want to be with someone like that. But I'm not really doing the work within myself to change how it is that I am. Like I'm still thinking the same, but I somehow want my external life to be different. You know what I'm saying? And the thing that worries me about this Virgo is because especially if this person has approached you already, it's a gut feeling that you already have. It's like it's just something about them. There's absolutely nothing wrong with them on the outside. They don't give you creepo vibes, like none of that. But it's just something in your gut that is just, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You want to pay attention to that because the thing that's a little concerning for me, especially with their subconscious impression of that high expectation thing, it's like this person could approach a connection with you from the perspective that you're the solution to all of their problems. You know what I'm saying? And when you fall short of that, it's like, and this is the same exact thing verbatim that I said in Aquarius. Like I said this verbatim. It's like if things don't go right, it's like they would blame you for it. It's like it's your fault. You know what I'm saying? Because that's too much pressure to put on a human being. Like no human being can be your happiness. And that's kind of like the vibe. It's like this person would come into a connection with you, seeing you as this light and happiness, and feel us together would make me happy because the only thing that's missing in my life is a beautiful person like Virgo. You know what I'm saying? And of course, everything would be copacetic for a little while, but it's like, once you guys hit like a rough patch, or, you have an argument, or if something doesn't necessarily go right for them, it's like they would blame you because they're not really in a place yet of full on taking personal accountability. And I talked about this last month, and I'm not gonna, keep you guys by going into the whole spiel again. When I remember what reading it is, I'll just link it in the comments of this. But I think it was Capricorn, to be honest with you. Yeah, it was, because Capricorn had like a whole sermon in their soul session for February. But the whole thing is I was pretty much talking about like the 360 degrees of us healing like I said, with your person of interest, they're personally accountable, but they're personally accountable in a superficial sense. Like they understand 1 + 1 = 2. I do this, negative consequence, don't do that anymore. But it's like they're not really understanding like this subconscious essence of when you fully overstand a lesson as opposed to understand a lesson. When you understand a lesson, you only understand like, you know, if I meet a person and go on a first date, don't sleep with them on the first night because they may not call you tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? That's like understanding the lesson. Overstanding the lesson is understanding the spiritual implications to that. The fact that you don't know this person. It's not just like you're physically putting yourself in danger, but it's the fact of spiritually, you don't know this person. You don't know this person's intentions. You don't know what kind of, energetic cords this person has and how it is that that can throw off your auric field. And if you're, trying to work towards something, there can be oppositional energy that would, cause this person to come into your life. You know what I'm saying? To throw you off from something that it is that spirit has for you. Like all of these different things, that's overstanding a lesson. This particular person is in a space to where they understand. So they're personally accountable to a certain extent, but it's still in that realm of should, ought, supposed to. It's like, this is the right way to be. This is how I should behave. This is how I'm supposed to behave. This is how I should handle these things. You know what I'm saying? And I feel my Virgos, you guys are at more of a depth. I feel like you guys, you don't have like, I mean, no one on planet Earth has complete overstanding, but I feel for things that are in the vicinity of this particular type of connection, you guys have a vast level of overstanding versus this person. I'm not saying that they're a horrible person. You know what I'm saying? But my advice would be to kind of keep your guard up, not 10-foot electric fence guard, but keep your wits about you, maintain your boundaries and take time with this person, because I feel if you were to let your guard down too quickly and kind of fall into the whirlwind, because I feel there's a lot of chemistry between the two of you, like just naturally, you guys have chemistry and you're attracted to the person. But I feel if you fall into this too quickly, it could end up like biting you in the butt on the back end. Because like I said, anything that would ultimately go awry with this particular connection, this person would end up like blaming you for it. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, Virgo, that's been your soul session. I feel like I should look at this. I mean, I said soul session. I mean, your connection session. I feel like I should look at the chat and see if I missed anything. Oh, y'all talking up in here, child. Hi, everyone. Look at you guys. Well, I hope that this helped my beautiful humans. Oh, it resonated. Oh, okay, go ahead. That's awesome. But I hope that this helped, guys. Thank you for being here to hold me personally accountable so I can finish knocking out these love readings. If the Lord says the same, I'll be back in a few minutes to do, I think it's Capricorn that's after Virgo. But definitely let me know what you think in the comments. And I apologize for me being frazzled in the beginning of your reading. But anywho, I love your freaking face, and I'll see you guys sooner than later, either in a few minutes or the next time you watch my channel. Okay, love your face. Bye.